Hello fellas, Frankie Dave back on YouTube. Okay guys, for this Wednesday afternoon, this is video number 2 from my Revell 128 scale Soipwith Camel. As taken from the last inbox review and the video I did a couple days ago. I've been working on it pretty much every day on it. So I got all the parts, with the exception of the interplane struts and the caping struts. They all been cleaned, ready for priming. I've got the fuselage together, and I have the insides of the fuselage, interior of the fuselage, I have it all primed and painted, and I gave it several coats of wash inside to bring out the details, which you may not be able to see once the fuselage is together. The only thing you can see in it is just through the cockpit opening as the pilot crawls inside this cockpit. And I got the engine completely primed and painted and ready for installation. All the parts right now, the remainder of the parts need to be primed and ready to be put together. And it's going to be a fast build. I should have this thing done probably by this weekend. And like I said before, fellas, you know, during the inbox review, it's going to be a fast build. You know, it's only about 42 parts. This thing is child's play. So the old Camel's come on quite well, and as soon as this video is over with, I want to start doing some priming and putting together and such. I have another video on this probably by this Friday. So all further ado, we'll go over and take the cameras, take a hard to starboard over here. We'll take a look and show you how much old Frankie Dave's got done to this little old bird. Okay guys, as you can see, I got all the parts removed from the trees. They've all been cleaned. I assembled the land undercarriage on top of the axle base, sub-base assembly. Tires were full of flash. I spent more time cleaning this kit than I have put it together. So all these parts have been cleaned, and they are exactly ready to be primed and put together. Starting with the engine right here. I got this engine together right here. It's a rotary engine. It turns with a prop, as you can see. Spent about an hour on this engine right here. It's all been primed, painted, and that'll be at the side there. And I've got the fuselage right here. As you can see right here, fellas, how much it's been done on it. I've got the wicker seat with seat belts in there. I got a wash on the seat, on the hole inside there, so it's all been ready to be assembled and painted and everything. So I'm going to mask everything off in the firewall to the cockpit and give this thing a prime. And also got the horizontal and vertical stabilizers all in place. I got the control horns on there. And right here, I got the holes opened up to accept the rigging. And I got a handsome Jack right here, one of the ground crews here. Old Panzer Bill will love this fella. I'm gonna take this guy up and do a good job when he's ready to be painted. That'll be the last I'll be doing. Okay, guys, this prop right here, as you can see right here, here's a couple sink marks right here. There's a sink mark right here, and a sink mark right here. I had to fill those, use my filler of choice. So when it dries, I'm going to sand it out and prime this prop. Now, as per instructions, also on the box top, instead of having this natural wooden prop, as most of us are prone to seeing all the time, it's going to be masked off at the center hub. It's all going to be painted blue. All the tires, these things were full of flash. It took me half an hour to clean all the flash off those tires right there. And So I got them all sanded down quite well, ready to be primed. And I got both wings right here. As you can see, I got them all ready to be installed. I got all the holes opened up right here to accept the rigging. I opened them up with a small drill, and they need to be wings going to be primed, and the whole airplane needs to be primed. And I'm going to go ahead and start assembling it. Yeah, excuse me, fella, me to shake this thing around a little bit too wobbly here and there. So that's put the breakdown of everything I got in this kit going here. It's a nice kit, fellas. I mean, some of you got this in your stash, and some of you have built it, and it's not a bad kit for its day. I remember this kit came out back in 1958. I think it was about $2. It was $1.29 back then. No, it was $2. Very expensive back then. And 1965 was when they quit making them. And actually, it was Royal Brown's famous bad supposed to shot down the Manfred van Richthofen, but that's found out was false. Manfred von Richthofen, he was shot by a sniper on the ground, because these airplanes fly incredibly very slow. It's like taking a gun, shooting somebody on the freeway. And so anyway, this is a nice kit. It goes together quite well. It's old, but once it's cleaned up, folks, it goes together quite well, and it looks very nice when it's done. Now this is going to be painted khaki and blue with buff undersurfaces, and it's going to be a nice plane when it gets done with it. So hopefully, I'm quite sure I should have this thing done by this weekend. So after this here video, I'm going to go ahead and start priming this thing. Let that primer dry, then I'm going to start assembling it and paint as I go along. Okay guys, that's about does it right there. So the next video should be day after tomorrow, be this Friday, and you'll see a lot more results done on it. Okay guys, I'm going to take this camera, swing it back to yours truly here. And here I am again. Okay. Okay, fellas, that about does it. So when this build's done, I've got something special I'm going to be building next. It's going to be a long build, I can tell by that. It's going to be a surprise. I'll probably make an unboxing review of that this evening, maybe. Okay guys, it's time for you to get out of here right now, and I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. May God bless. And before I proceed any further, I got to run to the hobby shop. Brian Atomic Dog suggested, hey, they look nice. You get that 86 Skyracer set on a diorama. They got scale flight decks down there at Smitty's Hobby Shop, and they got some decals in there with decal numbers, white numbers, and different sizes. So I need one probably about a good 3/4 inch or an inch. So I want to buy some decals there from Smitty's Hobby Shop and finish up my 86 Skyracer by adding that 303 on the starboard side of the fuselage. That was really a disappointment to me. I thought those decals would hold their own, you know. So well, maybe this thing don't need to be dull coated over or something, you know. Going on quite well. I got that last 303, man. Woo! That thing looked like a shattered eggshell. All the king's men, all the king's horses could not put that decal back together again. It was shot. So that was kind of like a broken-hearted thing for me, but that's what hobby shops is for, and that's what decals are for. So on my way to the Smitty's Hobby Shop, pick up some extra decals for that. I might make a post inbox review of that with a diorama set on it. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and start priming this thing and get this thing ready to put together, and when it's drying, I'll run to the shop. Okay guys, time for you to get out of here right now. I'd like to thank you for tuning in. May God bless. Make Mama happy. Happy modeling. Please subscribe. And I love you guys' comments. I'm very honored each one of you. And it's time for you to get out of here. So stay tuned for the next box review of this kit. It's going to be this Friday. And the progress will be greatly done. Okay guys, I'm out of here. I see you, man. Take care of yourself, fellas. God love you guys.